Hi, welcome to Talk Back Live, a show that gets you involved in live conversation and sports with Brian Camp on Sports Update, bringing you the latest developments in today's world of sports. And now here's your host, Frank Allan.
Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and a pleasant night to each and every one of you, your different time zones around the world and across the country. Here we are once again on another Thursday. We're getting together. It's right now, it's 8 p.m. on the East Coast, 5 p.m. on the West Coast. It's Friday morning at 12 midnight. That's in London. It's 2 a.m. in Israel, and it's 9 a.m. in Tokyo, Japan. They didn't set their clocks yet. We always set ours before theirs. Anyway, we're all here together for another edition of Talk Back Live, and we're going to be with you for a whole full hour. And this whole hour, we're going to include a lot of things, including you. You're being part of the show as well. That's what we do. We try to rope everyone into part of the show where we can get conversation going. Now, those of you who've been around with us for a long time, you already know what the show is all about. There may be a lot of people who are very new to this show, and if you're here for the very first time, the shows are always like this. We started off as the host of the show. I get things rolling along as I do. And while I'm doing that, I could later on throw out a conversation piece that we could all elaborate on. But if you don't like what I'm saying, of course, you're always willing to chime in. If you're able to do that too, you can chime in and create your own conversation, because your conversation may be something that may be an interest of all of us. Now, we talked about everything under the sun, so keep it going. You know, we talk about your pets, we talk about your loved ones, we talk about your wives, your husbands, your children. You can talk about you if you want. Anyway, conversation is always open, and we love you to do that. Now, for you to do that, you have to do it by way of your keyboard on your computer, on your cell phone, or on your tablet. Just use the keyboard right there. Type in whatever you want to type it. I will see you right there on the big screen, and of course, I will acknowledge you. Now, that's what this show is all about. A lot of opinions, free exchange of opinions and ideas, and a lot of you have those. You have to have those here. That's one of the things that we insist on, that you have opinions so we can share with everyone. And we will. Now, a lot of people may just want to watch the show. If you're here for the very first time, you may say, you know something, I'm going to take my time with this. I love what I'm seeing so far, but I'm going to take my time with it because I want people to get to know me, and I want to learn more about the show too. Good idea. But still in all, you may change your mind on that. As conversations move on, you may want to say something and in regard to what we're talking about, or make up something of your own, or someone said something and you want to just chime in. You can do that, right? There's no laws here. Anytime you like, you can do that. But if you prefer just to watch the whole hour, and we hope that, you know, after a little bit of time that's passed, you come along and you chime in us, and, you know, make sure you tell your friends about us too. All right. Tell all your friends about it, because we're live on 3 different platforms. We're live on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and any one of those platforms are there for you. And you could be there and talk to all of us together. And I will see you wherever you come in. I will see you. I'm monitoring everything. So I will see you, and I will say hello to you. And the only way I'm going to say hello to you guys, if you guys say something first, you know. Now, the reason why I could see you when you pop up, but I would never say anything to you unless, of course, you say something first, because out of respect, you may be one of the people that pop up. And if I say hi to you, you may not like that. That may put you in a bind, something like that. You don't want to be out there like that. And that's why we don't do that. But if you talk to us, we'll talk to you back. That's for sure. But always keep in mind that you're always welcome to come in and talk about anything you want at any time you want. Now, on those 3 platforms we were talking about, one of the platforms that if you're on for the very first time, particularly on Facebook, we want you to tag this show to your friends. Now, you have a lot of friends on your account. I know you do. You may have more than you can handle. And now we're not asking you to tag every one of your friends that are there. Maybe there's a few that you could tag, and then maybe the following week you could tag a few more to add on. because the more the merrier. If they like what they see, they like what they hear, maybe they'll come back again and again. So that's what we want you to do. Tag them. They'll see the tag is coming from you, and they'll trust you because they know you, and they'll click onto it, and it brings them directly to us. So there's nothing that you have to do except for tagging them. And when they see the tag, click on, and they're right here. And when they come in, they'll see me, they'll see you, and they'll see everybody here too. Now, not only can you talk to me, you can talk to everyone that comes in. All right. So maybe we could all make friends together. You don't know each other, it's okay. We get to know each other. Now, those of you who are watching us on YouTube, I always encourage you to click on to YouTube, and once you get there, go there and subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can see it right there. If you're there right now, you're watching it, you see it says subscribe. It's in black border, but it has white lettering. It says subscribe. Click that. Drag your mouse over. Put the arrow on it and left click. Oh, is it right click? Right click it. Right. That's what it is. Right click it. And you're automatically in. Now, there's no charge for this. No, we're not asking for any money. You know, we're one of the people that we don't care about that. The only thing that we care about is you, and that you follow us here. And the reason why we want you to click on and be part of us and be a member is because we want to, first of all, see how many people are actually following us. We want to take a head count. We want to increase our viewership. And every time I look back, I want to see it expand. So please do that, and tell your family and friends the same thing when they come on. Do that. Subscribe. It's just as easy as pie. All right. And that's all you have to do. Now, for those of you who are watching us on Instagram, you don't have to do anything special. Instagram is one of those things where we don't have to worry about that, because the only thing that we want to concern ourselves with at this particular point, if you're on Instagram, is just keep the word going about the show. All right, just keep that word going and let everybody know that we're out here. And of course, we'll appreciate that. Now, we told you to tag your friends, right? We already told you about that. You can tag your friends on Facebook. You guys on Instagram and YouTube can do the same thing. It's another form. It's a matter of cutting and pasting the platform that you're watching us on. All right? Cut and paste that link and send it to your friends. That's all it is. That's another tag. And of course, they'll see that too. And we want them to get involved. And all they have to do is click onto that, and it brings them right to the platform that you're on. And they can see the show in real time, just like everyone else. So please do that. We look forward to that. And we look forward to your conversation, and we look forward to your input. We always look forward to that each week. Okay, so stay right there where you are, because there's so many things to talk about. Now, throughout the show, while we talk to you and do a lot of other things and enjoy conversation together, we also have our own little input that we do personally to get the show, you know, on the air. We get things, we have our own little thing. And one of the things that we have is sports. Brian Camp is our sports guy. He delivers the wonderful world of sports on Sports Update. That's the name of his show on this show. And he's going to be along in just a few minutes from now, within this half hour. He's coming along, and he's got that going. So that's one of the things that we do too. So if you're a sports fan, you know, stay around. And if you have any sports related questions for Brian when he comes in, just ask him. He'll be right there. You'll see him live. You'll see him live if you're watching us on Facebook and YouTube. However, at Instagram, you won't be able to see him, but you'll be able to hear it. And you can still ask the questions. And that's the only difference, is that you don't see him, but you can still do everything that everyone else is doing. Ask the questions. And when he gets the questions, he'll give you the answers if you have them. If he doesn't have them, he'll get them. He'll get them. He does his research, and he'll get them for you. So that's all coming along. And I can't wait to talk to him about sports, because there's a lot of things to talk about. March Madness is just around the corner. We got the baseball season coming along, and so many things. Weather is getting ready to pump up. People are going to do outdoor activities when the weather gets warmer. That's one of Brian's favorite pastimes too, outdoor cooking. And I guess he'll talk more about that too. But anyway, that's what we got going. Remember, all of the views and the opinions expressed on this show, Talk Back Live, does not necessarily reflect the view or the opinions of the people of Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Zoom, or any other social media outlet or broadcast publication. Okay, we like to keep a disclaimer going because we take responsibility, and I mean full responsibility, of anything that's said on this show. Now, that's not to say that we say things that are outrageous or offensive in anything. You know, sometimes we have opinions, and it doesn't necessarily mean that the opinion of the people that we're broadcasting on share those opinions. So we like to separate our opinions from everyone else. Our opinions are our opinions. Your opinions on the show, we still are responsible for that, even if you have the opinions. Okay, so we thank you so much for being along, and here we are. March Madness around the corner. Why? Because it's March already. It's the 13th day of March, and I forgot to mention that later on in the program too. I have this day in history. Now, something happened on this day in history, March 13th, many years ago. We're going to find out what that is. I have a list of all of those things coming along. And then before the show is over, I have those movies. Now, I do my research each week, direct from Turner Classic Movies, starting with that because I love those classic movies. And I have my picks of the week, and I'm going to add those to your weekend of watching movies, because that's something that you may want to do, catch up on some movies. The weekend maybe is all you have, working all week, and the weekend is all you got, and you want to use that to catch up on some movies, among other things too. Okay, so I am going to add to your bucket list some of the movies that I picked out that I think will worth watching. Okay, so all of that is coming up later on in the program. Now, getting back to the month of March, we are celebrating something very nice in March, and a lot of people that look forward to each year. And right now we're celebrating Irish American Heritage Month. And of course, it's the luck of the Irish. And if you're from Ireland and you're visiting, if you're from Ireland and you're legal here in this country and you live here, if you're Irish and you're born in America, hey, it doesn't matter. I'm not Irish, but I'm going to celebrate Ireland the day of the 17th, well, by the way, which is Monday, St. Patrick's Day. So the whole month of March, we're celebrating Irish Heritage Month. Now, if you have any activities that you know about other than the parade here in New York, I don't know if there's other parades in other cities. I'm pretty sure they do celebrate them. Let us know. You know, any festivities that you may have for St. Patrick's Day or any other festivities that may be happening right through the course of the month as we celebrate Irish American Heritage Month, let us know about that. We certainly will pass it on, and everybody will get a chance to see and hear at the same time. So we got that going. And so with the luck of the Irish, wear your green on St. Patrick's Day. That's Monday too. Look forward to that. Also this month, it's not a celebration, but it is something that we would like to expand on, because now we get into the health thing. We want to make sure everybody's healthy, and we want to make sure everybody knows about these things, such as, first off, before we get into that, I want to talk about that celebrating Irish Heritage Month. We also celebrate National Women's History Month. Now, there's a lot of things that women have done, great women have done, women are doing now to make a great contribution to this country. And so we celebrate, we take this whole month to celebrate this, okay? So we're celebrating a lot of things, Irish American Heritage Month and National Women's History Month, all right? Give us some history. You're a woman. Give us some history if you know anything. Maybe there's someone that you know that may not have the notoriety that some of the past women have done things to make this country great. Maybe you know someone in your neighborhood that has done something great. Let's tell them maybe they're big in the neighborhood and in the community, and they've done something to make life better for all of us. Let us know about it as we talk about National Women's History Month. Okay, we talk about that. Red Cross Month too. That's something that we talk about too for a whole month long. A lot of people have made contributions to the Red Cross for so many years, way back, even way before I was born, the military and all of that. So that's what we're celebrating too. We're paying homage to that. Also, it's National National Cerebral Palsy Awareness Month. If you happen to come under that umbrella, tell the story. We can talk about all of this. Endometriosis Awareness Month. That's usually a woman's disease. And we've got that, talking about that. Also, it's Multiple Sclerosis Awareness Month. So we've got all of these things going on, and we want everybody to know about it. And if you want to talk about it too as well, please feel free, okay? All right, here we go. We're going to go over to Charlotte, North Carolina right now because it's that time, right on time. And of course, Brian Camp is with us. We've got the latest developments in today's world of sports on Sports Update. Is coming closer and closer, Brian. Everything is taking place.
We're halfway in place. The women's bracket is all set. It's all set. Well, here it is. First, I want to say good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you may be around the world, globally, nationally, and locally. Coming live from North Carolina, Charlotte, North Carolina, the Queen City, where it is 64 degrees. Like I said, March Madness has arrived. At least half of the bracket for the women's are all set. Their top seeds as of this past Sunday are South Carolina, UCLA, Texas, and USC. The women's are all set. And I'm not going to give you all the other seedings, the seeding 2 and everything, because the matchups are not complete yet, but we got the top seeds. Now, for the men's side, their conference tournament started yesterday, today, tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday. So selection day will be for both men and women. You're going to have the teams that's number 1 rank for the women will find out who they're playing on Sunday, along with the men. Now the men got a long way to go because they have to catch up to the women because the men are doing their conference. I know some of you may not understand what I'm saying but the women bracket is set. They just got to wait for who they're going to be playing for. And the men's right now are presently they're playing their SEC tournament, the ACC tournament, the Big East, and all those other tournaments that they have out west and around the country. So it's going to all Bedlam is going to be mad. This is going to be outrageously crazy. And starting next Thursday, a week from tonight, you're going to see the men in action as the tournament begins. They're going to start actually around 11 a.m. in some areas around the country, 11 a.m., 12 noon, and all into the night. Same thing for Friday. They're going to start early in the day, and it's going to go into the night, and the loser will go home. Is one and done. If you lose, you go home. So that's why it's called March Madness, because there's always that underdog, that Cinderella team who you do not even expect to win may send somebody home that's going to be one of the top schools. So let's get ready.
The good news about it is that while they're doing all the preparations and they're getting the aggravations, all we have to do is sit back and wait and watch.
That's it.
That's the good news.
Even the NBA is going to take a back seat. The NBA is going to take a back seat. And, sad note, because this is the time where the late, great Gumbel, who usually be doing these here March Madness games, he passed away a couple months ago. And, so it's going to be a little bit, slow, going to be a little strange not seeing him there. But you're going to have the TNT crew there. You're going to have, the guys like Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny Smith, Charles Barkley, and, the rest of the crew. And but Greg Gumbel was a fixture on CBS doing these here games. So, our prayers continue to his brother, Bryant Gumbel, and the rest of the Gumbel family as well. But in the meantime, we have to go on. We have to continue. So that's where we at. Baseball season is right around the corner. Yankees got some more bad news. The injuries are just killing them. Their ace, Great. I think his name is Gray Cole. The ace pitcher will be gone for the year. He's having Tommy John surgery. So the
Yeah,
Yankees,
that's Garrett Cole. Garrett Cole.
Garrett Cole, yes,
Yeah.
Garrett Cole, who's their ace. Last year he didn't play for the first month or so, or the 2 months, and he was out. Now he's going to be gone for the rest of the year. We're having Tommy John surgery. That sometimes takes a little bit over a year. So sad news for the Yankee fans and everything. But for the rest of the baseball league, it's gonna be a long season. So anything could happen. In the NFL, as you know, the NFL draft is coming up. So even though football season's over and baseball season's not yet started, we still have to report, the sports that they play in, and we're going to see what's going to happen then. But in the meantime, it's college basketball, men and women, and NBA basketball as well too. Sad news in the NBA: ex-NBA player and billionaire entrepreneur Junior Bridgman died early this week. Bridgman was 71 years of age. He played 10 of his 12 seasons with the Milwaukee Bucks, served as a president as the NBA Players Association back in 1985 through 88. Now, Junior Bridgman was a guy that came off the bench. It was a six man. He didn't make a lot of money. He made $2.95 million in his NBA career, but never more than $350,000 a year in total. And but good news. He, after his NBA career was over, he built a fast food empire that at its peak totaled just about roughly around 450 restaurants nationwide. He became a Coca-Cola bottle distributor with territories across the 3 states and into Canada as well too. So he even went out of the country to be a distributor. He brought Ebony and Jet magazine as well too. He invested in the NBA Africa League. Last September, Junior Brisbane purchased 10% of the team that he played for, which was the Milwaukee Bucks. And then in February, Forbes reported that Bridgman's net worth was surpassed by $4.1 billion, which him and Michael Jordan are the only billionaires to have that top billing. Believe it or not, LeBron James is a billionaire, but he's not as near as Junior Bridgman and Michael Jordan. So our prayers go out to Junior Bridgman. Also, sad news in the NBA: Oliver Miller, also a young man, died just the other day of cancer. He was only 54 years of age. He wasn't a star player, but he was still part of the NBA family. It's something about these deaths with people, whether you're a sports figure or a politician or anything. They come in flurries and everything. So our prayers go out to Junior Bridgman's family and Oliver Miller family as well. So this day in sports, March 13th, 1915, Brooklyn Robins manager Wilbur Robinson tries to catch a baseball dropped from an airplane, but the pilot substituted with a grapefruit. I don't know about that one. You want me to read it again? I'll read it again. Brooklyn Robins manager Wilbur Robinson tries to catch a baseball dropped from an airplane up there in the sky, but the pilot substitute it with a grapefruit. Okay, so that's what it says. 1943, baseball approves official ball with the cork and balata. 1954, Braves Bobby Thomas breaks an ankle. He is replaced by Hank Aaron. 1960, as you know, when Hank Aaron replaced him, the rest is history, as you know. Hank Aaron became the king of home runs until Barry Bonds eclipsed him. 1960, NFL Chicago Cardinals moves to St. Louis. That's how they became the St. Louis Cardinals. 1960 also, the Chicago White Sox unveiled a new road uniforms with players' names above the number. Players' names above their numbers. Usually, it's the other way around, but it's switched around in this case. In 2022, after a 40-day retirement, Tom Brady returns to play at least one more season with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Birthdays on this day: 1930, Doug Harvey, Major League Baseball Hall of Fame umpire. From 1962 to 1992, umpire 4,673 games, was born in Southgate, California. 1963, Vance Johnson, NFL wide receiver for the Denver Broncos, was born in Trenton, New Jersey. 1964, Will the Thrill Clark, Major League Baseball for formerly of the San Francisco Giants, was born in New Orleans, Louisiana. 1972, Trent Diller, NFL quarterback, Super Bowl champion for the Baltimore Ravens, was born in Santa Cruz, California. And in 1980, happy birthday to Caron Butler, NBA small forward, NBA champ in 2011, was born in Raytheon, Wisconsin. And ladies and gentlemen, that is sports.
Can't believe it. A grapefruit?
A grape.
What were they thinking? How did it all come about, though, that they would do something like that?
I didn't do the research. I just asked what happened on this day in sports. I don't know. Maybe I should do some research. Maybe I might just do some research on that and try to come back with it tomorrow.
Yeah, if you could, if you could find something, because I'm interested to know how that came about. Why would someone do anything like that from an airplane? And if you could find out how high the airplane was flying, because if it was up too high, then there's no way you could try to even look to find a baseball. I mean,
the higher it is, the more the impact is gonna be very hurtful. I would say,
Yeah. I'm interested. I'm really interested. So listen, the March Madness, all of their broadcasts are going to be on CBS. Is that the idea? I think he froze up a little bit. See if we can find him. I think. Well, I was asking Brian whether or not if he found out that he froze up a little bit, so we got to see if we can get him back. But I'm trying to find out whether or not if the March Madness, all the games are going to be played on CBS. I don't know.
Can't hear you.
Okay, you're back?
Yes, I'm back. Yeah.
It wasn't your fault.
Okay.
I don't know. We had a technical problem on this side. Everything just dropped out.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what happened. Even I froze up.
Okay.
So I don't know. So no, it wasn't your fault. Anyway, I was getting ready to ask you before we dipped about the games that are coming up as far as the March Madness games. Are they going to all be broadcast on CBS this year?
CBS, TNT, TBS, and True TV.
Okay, so you got all of that.
Yeah. As we go further into the tournament, then it's going to be just dropped down to TNT and then CBS, and then for the semifinals, it's going to be CBS.
Okay. Now, also, there's an app for a March Madness app. I don't know how much coverage you're going to get on that, but just in case, there is a March Madness app because I downloaded it last year and I just kept it. So I'm going to check, with that and see how much they're going to cover. I don't know. We'll see about that. But we'll be looking forward to these games. And then the other situation I wanted to talk about and I really feel bad about the Yankee Garrett
Cole.
Garrett Cole. Yeah, he was supposed to have taken that surgery already, so it's probably done because he was supposed to take that surgery, I believe Tuesday. So I didn't get any feedback on how it went.
Okay.
That surgery was done Tuesday. And so maybe you want to check that out and see what you can come up with on that one as well. You know, it's a lot
Okay.
of things. Yeah. So we'll catch you back here tomorrow. You say you're going to be here tomorrow, right?
Well, I'm going to try. I'll let you know. But what I'm doing is before we got cut off, I'm going to email you the ball from the grapefruit. So I'm gonna send that to you. So if I'm not on, you'll be able to tell the audience about how that came about. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
All right.
in fact, I just sent it. I just sent it now and everything. So to your heart's delight, but just in case,
I'll check it out. I'll check it out. Okay. Well, we hope that you come back tomorrow.
Right. I'll let you know. I'll let you know tomorrow morning what my schedule is going to be.
Okay, that'd be great. We'll be looking forward to that. All right. Take care of yourself. Have a good one.
Be safe, everyone. Take care.
Okay, that's Brian Camp, ladies and gentlemen, with the latest developments in today's world of sports. On Sports Update, of course, he's here each week at this time, and he brings you all of the latest things that are coming on. There's much to talk about now because of March Madness, which is here. And just in case you just joined us, we had dropped off the air for a minute or so. Not even a minute. Yeah, probably about half a minute or so. I don't know what happened. Sometimes these things happen. They very rarely happen. But even I looked at the monitor here, the preview monitor here in the studio, and it was frozen. And I also looked at the monitor, the output, the program monitor here, and that was frozen. So that just sent up a red flag. And so then a sign came up, said to refresh, which I did. And then they just popped back on. I don't know. Sometimes these things happen. That's the way of life when technology drops us a curve every now and then, that happens. So what are you going to do? Anyway, just in case you're just joining us, the name of the show is called Talk Back Live. We're so glad to have you aboard with us. We're going to be here for the rest of the hour. And of course, we would like you to get involved in conversation with us. All you have to do is just apply yourself. And if there's anything that you want to talk about, if you have any sports related questions and you miss Brian along the way, you could ask me and I will pass it along to him and we'll get that answer for you. Hopefully we can get the answer during the course of the show. If not, we'll give you those answers tomorrow and find out what's happening. Hopefully he'll be here tomorrow as well. But if not, of course, we're going to cover for him. And but we look forward to you coming back. We want you to come back. We don't want you to leave us and stay right here with us for as long as you can. Okay, I think it's about that time, ladies and gentlemen. It's about that time. As we go back in time and on this day in history, back in 1852, the Uncle Sam cartoon figure made its debut in New York at Lantern Weekly. That was the name of the magazine, Lantern Weekly. And that's when he was pointing at you. I want you for the U.S. Army. Back in 1868, on this day in history, Senate begins U.S. Andrew Johnson impeachment trial. On this day in history in 1922, WRR-AM in Dallas, Texas begins radio transmission. On this day in history in 1938, World News Roundup is broadcast for the first time on CBS radio in the United States. On this day in history in 1956, The Searchers, American Western film starring John Wayne and Natalie Wood is released. Back in 1965, the Beatles' 8 Days a Week. Their single goes #1 and stays #1 for 2 weeks. On this day in history, 1968, the Beatles also released a single, Lady Madonna, in the UK. Back in 1982, ABC TV drama, the crime drama, T.J. Hooker, starring William Shatner, premieres. In 2006, the 21st Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductees were Black Sabbath, Blondie, Miles Davis, Leonard Skinner, Sex Pistols, Herb Alpert, and Jerry Moss. In the year 2014, Captain American, The Winter Soldier, starring Chris Evans and Scarlett Johansson, premieres in Los Angeles, California. Back in this day in history, the year 1907, actor Frank Wilcox of the Beverly Hillbillies was born in DeSoto, Jefferson County, Missouri. He died in 1974. On this day in history, in 1910, orchestra leader Sammy Kaye was born in Cleveland, Ohio. He died in 1987. In 1939, singer-songwriter Neil Sedaka was born in Brooklyn, New York. He's 86 years old today. In 1940, singer Candy Staton was born in Hansonville, Alabama. She's 85 today. Actor William H. Macy was born on this day in 1950 in Florida, Miami, Florida. He's 75 years old today. In 1951, actor Fred Barry, who played Rerun on What's Happening, was born on this day in St. Louis, Missouri, and he died 2003. Back in 1956, on this day in history, actress Dana Delaney was born in New York City. She's 69 today. 1994, actor Cuba Gooding Jr. weds Sarah Kaplan. In 2017, 21 Jump Street actor David Franco weds actress Allison Brie. And finally, 2005, singer Lynn Collins, who was in the James Brown stable back in the old days, dies of cardiac arrhythmia, and she was 56 years old. And continuing by, this is the final. Actor William Hurt died on this day in 2022 at the age of 71 years old. He was born March 20th, 1950 in Washington, D.C. And that's it. All of this happening to our Hollywood people. Happy birthday to them and all of them. That's what we do. Now, I always ask you guys, hey, come along, be with us, break bread with us, have fun with us, communicate with us, talk with us, all right? Get involved with us. And you may be the person to say, I'm too shy. I don't want to do that. I just want to sit back and enjoy the show. That's okay too. But I like when you guys come out and give us your output or your input on the show and things like that. We love talking to you. However, you don't have to. But as long as you're there, that's the most important thing. But you may be one of the ones that want to get in touch with me anyway and just say hi. And we would love for you to do that. We would love for you to do that. And you can contact us anytime. I have an email address and a telephone number now. While it's not broad and everyone can't hear you and everyone can't see you, I won't bite you. So send your correspondence in or call us and let us know what's happening. I'll give you the telephone number first. Why don't we start with that? Telephone number. No, how about the email address first? I always give that first. Email address is Frank Allan Prod. Allan is spelled A-L-L-A, and that's a very important detail. I always say it all the time because there's more than one way to say Allan or spell Allan. And my way is A-L-L-A-N. Frank Allan Prod. Prod is P-R-O-D. That's short for Productions. That's Frank Allan Prod at AOL.com. That's Frank Allan Prod at AOL.com. And the telephone number once again, is 641-715-3900, extension 467-134. That's 641-715-3900, extension 467-134. All you have to do, ladies and gentlemen, is just be proactive. You can call us anytime you like, email us anytime you like, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. We never sleep. And we keep all of those doors open for you. So whenever you have the time to do that, you can do it. And when you call us or you want to email us, you can call us and leave a message. And you could say anything you want. If you email us, maybe you want to talk about the show, or you have ideas about the show, or maybe there's someone you want to see on our show. We try to get them for you. Because very rarely do we do interviews. And when we do, it's usually on the coffee hour. And when we do that, it's usually about 10 minutes because we have so much involved in just one little hour. But we're able to do that. And maybe coming up, we crashed again. All right. So for those of you who are watching us on Facebook, we crashed again. And for those of you who are watching us on Facebook, I'm sorry, I'll repeat myself again. If there's anything that you want to talk about as far as, I don't know, talking about the show, or maybe giving us ideas about the show, if there's something that you want to see or hear on the show, we would definitely would love you to get involved with us, all right? So let me give you that email address once again, okay? That email address is frankallenprod@aol.com. That's frankallenprod@aol.com. Telephone number, once again, is 641-715-3900, extension 467134. That's 641-715-3900, extension 467134. Hello to Mary out from Brooklyn, New York, watching us on Facebook. Mary, if you experience us dropping out, I want to apologize. Anybody that's watching us on Facebook, I just want to apologize to you guys. We had a technical thing here. It happened twice. It happened in the middle of Brian's sports report. And it happened while I was giving you the details of the phone number and the email. So I don't know, something's in the air. Technically, something's wrong in the air, and we got to figure it out. All right, but we keep going. Mary, thanks for joining us once again, and the rest of you who are joining us on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. We're going to be with you for the balance of the hour. So stay with us, and we'll see what happens. Hopefully it won't drop out again. If it does, we'll get you back on it. We'll refresh everything and we'll get you back on it. Okay, remember last week I was telling you guys about my Facebook, how I was threatened, my Facebook fan page, which I do have. I have a Facebook fan page. And listen, let me tell you what happened today. I got another message. This time it wasn't about the Facebook fan page, because that's still up there. They threatened to shut that down and it's still up there. This time around, they threatened to shut this page that you're watching us on. This Frank Allen page that you're watching us on right now, they're threatening us. They're saying, first of all, they gave us the first stage note, the initiation note, saying that we're going to be shutting you down, and if you feel that this is unfair or blah 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 blah, get in contact with us. It was the same thing the first time. So needless to say, I am not going to even bother with it. I'm not going to even look at it anymore. I'm not going to even talk about it anymore, because now what I'm waiting for is when they pass me the next note, when they say you got 24 hours. And when they do that, I won't say anything. But ladies and gentlemen, what I want you to do is get in touch. Try to get acquainted with my YouTube page, my YouTube channel. Get acquainted with that, because God forbid, if something goes wrong where they actually may shut me down for whatever reason, I doubt if they're going to do it. But if they do, our primary source would be YouTube. That will be our primary channel, as opposed to Facebook. This is our primary, where we do this primarily, and then it goes out to the others, okay? And God forbid, if something happens here, of course, I'm going to try to create a new one, but then, something that takes a lot of time too. But in the meantime, if anything happens in that sort, that's why keep in touch with me. Get acquainted with my Facebook page, not my Facebook page, but my YouTube channel. And if that happens, then YouTube will be the primary channel. But let's keep our fingers crossed that wouldn't happen. All right. So I said all of that to say, okay, this is the second time around for me, possibly the third time around. They did it before with my music beat, because I have 3 different pages. I have this channel that you're watching me on now. I also have the fan base page, Facebook fan base page. I have the Frank Allen Productions page, and I have the Music Beat page. When I had my show, Music Beat, the oldie show on radio, I had a page for that, which I never deleted because I wanted to keep it going on. and it's still working because people are still posting things on there. So I want to keep that going on too. So this is about the third or fourth time, right, that I'm threatened about this thing. So again, I am not going to pay attention to it. And I do expect in just a few days from now to get that final notice. You've got 24 hours, and then we're going to shut you down. And then I'm going to ignore that too, and then we'll take it from there. All right. And I don't know if a lot of you who are on Facebook have the same experience. I don't know. I hope you don't. But, you know, a lot of people, Facebook is wacky for some reason. They're kind of wacky. I don't know. They send out messages, but they never tell you why they're going to do things. They always say, well, you posted something that's not good with our community, but they never tell you what it is. They don't even give you a hint of what it is. And so that's why I'm not going to even pay attention to it, you know. But if they do cut us off, we're going to keep the show going. But until that time, in the meantime, until that time, they could sit on it and rotate, because I'm tired of threats. I'm really tired of the threats. Okay, well, you know, ladies and gentlemen, the other thing I want to talk all of you about, and I think it's very important for all of us to talk about it, you know, within, I guess, a little more than 27 minutes from now, not 27 minutes, 27 hours from now, a little more than 27 hours from now, providing, you know, they come up with some kind of deal or something, it looks like that we may be headed for a shutdown of the government. And I'm pretty sure you guys are aware of it and looking at, you know, what's going to happen. So far, the Democrats are saying, well, no, we're not going to play your game. And a few of them already said, I don't know how many just at this particular point already casted or said they're going to vote no on this. They have all the Republican votes. All the Republicans voted yes on it. And so the Democrats are saying, no, we're not going to play your game. And if they shut down the government, then of course that's going to give the Republicans, it's going to give the Republicans the ha ha ha, you own it, you know, because that's what they want to do. They usually point the fingers, and they're going to bring that out to them, and they're going to say the government shut down because the Democrats did not vote yes on it, so they own it. It's the Democrats' fault because they shut down the government. Now, we've gotten through so many threats with facing the government shutdown. We got through a lot of them, you know. We've only got, as I said, a little more than 27 hours before they shut down. And this is not a joke, ladies and gentlemen, because it affects us all. The government owns a lot of things. The government offices will be shut down. Then you have these other government agencies that will shut down. Government talks about Social Security. Usually the case is that payments continue with Social Security. That's the usual case. But then, you know, with this administration, they're talking about taking our money away, taking your Social Security away. So this is another monkey wrench that's thrown in. And then they're talking about if the government shuts down, how are they going to open about it? How are they going to open it up again or get it going again? It's hard to talk about. It's also going to affect how you travel. A lot of you guys fly. And you know that the people who run the airlines, that guide all of the planes to your destinations, the air traffic controllers, that's government. All right. So they won't be working. And so it's bad enough that they fired a lot of them, and a lot of people are afraid of flying anyway. But a lot of those things are going to be shut down. So, ladies and gentlemen, I just wanted you to know that, you know, they're still talking about it in the news now. You can go on your favorite news outlet whatever you like, and see it, and it's right there. There's so many things happening. This is when the Temptations recorded that music, Ball of Confusion, that's what the world is today. Well, when they recorded that song back in 1972, I believe, or something like 1970, when they recorded it back then, they didn't have this kind of chaos. So the Temptations were ahead of their time when they recorded that. It's a ball of confusion. That's what the world is today. And it's confusing because a lot of people don't know where their next meal is going to be. A lot of people have lost their jobs in government. It touches me personally too, because I have family members who work in government. You know, it's also been told that maybe possibility, we hope that possibility is slim, that people on the Social Security may not get their checks or may get it real late or something to that nature. This is not a good time we're living in. And I hope that you guys who made the vote to where we are, I hope you're happy. I hope you're happy because you didn't know, but you were duped. You were duped. And now you're part of the scene here. And if your Social Security is not coming along, that's on you. You voted for it. You know, we have women who have children who have to keep their children in daycare while they go to work. Those programs are going out the door. You have a lot of the medical insurances going out the door. I mean, I can go on and on with this, but you watch the news and it's all right there for you. And again, all of you guys who voted for this guy, I hope you're happy, because I sure as hell ain't. Okay. Well, I have those. Am I still on the air? I mean, I'm looking at my monitor, the program monitor, and the preview monitor is looking good. So I guess I'm on the air. Okay. I mean, on Facebook. I know I'm on the air on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. I'm not sure, but I think I am. Anyway, I have those movies for you. All right. Now, each week, I always go on Turner Classic Movies. Mary said I am, so Mary's word is gospel. Thank you, Mary. So I have these movies, and I think you're going to like it. I have 3 this week, and they're great movies. They're Turner Classic Movies. I add on to these, to your, of course, to your liking, for you to watch this weekend. Now, you may be doing a lot of things over the weekend. Of course, I know you will. But one of the things that you may want to do is catch up on some movies. So I have 3. I have 2 actually from Turner Classic, and I have 1 from Netflix that I think I want to recommend to you. Okay, here's something that goes back to 1961, starring Sidney Poitier, Claudia McNeil, and Ruby Dee. Does anybody know the name of that one? I'll say the cast. Sidney Poitier, Claudia McNeil, Ruby Dee. And while you're pondering on that, I'll say the next movie right now. The next movie is Ordinary People. Now, this is a good movie from 1980. This is a colorized movie, and it stars Donald Sutherland, Mary Tyler Moore, and Timothy Hutton, a young Timothy Hutton back in those days. And this is on Turner Classic Movies, 1980. And it's on Turner Classic Movies. You can see it Sunday at 10:15 p.m. Eastern. And I think you're going to like it. It's kind of a bittersweet kind of movies, but I think you'll like it. I think you'll like it. So watch that. Okay, now we're going to go back to what I was talking about. Nobody guessed yet, so I can't hold up anymore. This movie that I'm talking about, going back to 1961, starring Sidney Poitier and Claudia McNeil and Ruby Dee. Turner Classic Movies at Saturday at 2 p.m. It's called A Raisin in the Sun. Great movie. I mean, I never get tired of watching that movie. It's a great movie. It was on stage. It was on Broadway, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. But this one goes back to 1961, A Raisin in the Sun. And so you got those two movies from Turner Classic Movies, and I hope you like it. Now, here's one that I chose this week from Netflix. All right. Now, this is not a movie. This is a, we'll call it a documentary. We'll call it a documentary. Remember USA from Africa? Remember you had all the people who sang that song, We Are the World, We Are the Children. You had Michael Jackson, Bob Dylan, Diana Ross, Stevie Wonder, Ray Charles, Lionel Richie. You had Quincy Jones, who was conducting the whole thing. I can't name them all because there were like maybe about 40 people who were singing there. Just so many people. Anyway, this is good. This is called The Greatest Night in Pop. And it gives you all of that information. It gives you the documentary or everything started from the time, I think during the time when Lionel Richie was hosting, I believe, one of those award shows. I think it was the American Music Award Show. And then afterwards, they went on and they recorded this. They recorded this and they stayed there until about 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning. Anyway, it's a great documentary. I saw it myself. It's called The Greatest Night in Pop. The making of USA for Africa. I enjoy it. I got to tell you, as a producer, it had me on needles and pins because I know the work of a producer. And I really felt for Quincy Jones because he had to deal with all of that, all of the egos and all of that. But you watch it. You watch it. I think you'll like it. And by the way, when you go on Turner Classic Movies, go there and scroll down the line. Scroll down and find out what other movies that may be there for you. Okay, because there may be other movies that I didn't mention only because these are my picks of the week. And you can go there and look, and you could add that to your list. And all of these movies that I tell you about, if you don't get the chance to watch them in real time, you could always take the time and DVR them and watch them at your liking. With the Netflix, you could do anytime. All right, it's just right there. Just go on Netflix and you see it. All right, and right there you'll have all of those great free movies that date back to the 1950s and 60s and so on and so forth. And you have children's documentaries, children's programs, adult documentaries. You have sporting events, and you can go on to some of the networks. They have a lot of things on the networks. You can watch all of those things on demand. It's right there, you know. So please, give that a chance. Do that. Let me tell you about the movies once again. Okay, A Raisin in the Sun with Sidney Poitier and Claudia McNeil and Ruby Dee. That's on Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern on Turner Classic Movies. And then there's Ordinary People from 1980 with Donald Sutherland, Mary Tyler Moore, and Timothy Hutton. That's Turner Classic Movies. That's Sunday at 10:15 p.m. Eastern. And on Netflix, okay, I recommend that you watch it. The Greatest Night in Pop, The Making of USA for Africa. And I think you'll like it. You do that anytime you want, okay? Well, that's going to run it for me. I'm going to come back tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Eastern for the coffee hour. And hopefully Brian will be here. We're going to find out more about that. If he's not here, we're going to certainly fill his shoes for that. With the latest developments in today's world of sports on Sports Update. Keep our fingers crossed for that. And then you can meet us back here next Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern for more of Talk Back Live. Brian Kemp will be here with the latest developments in today's world of sports. I will be looking for you too. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, have yourself a great morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. We'll see you soon. Take care.
You've been watching Talk Back Live with your host Frank Allan. The producer is Al Dale. Technical assistant Dave Taylor. Research by Sandy Pierce. And I'm your announcer Donna Stenke. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time on Talk Back Live.